EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the South American country of Argentina and its capital city, Buenos Aires. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Black Knights of Buenos Aires.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Wilson going to come out throwing. That's to the rookie, Marvin Mims.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Now a first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams.
And able to get this one across the 35 before he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move.
Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right? You're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
12 yards there and a first down.
To throw is Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And finally, down it goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for 28 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
36 power.
Williams will try again. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
From the 10, this is third and goal.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave them with a long 4th and goal.
This situation in the fourth quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in, announcing a firing. There is no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
Following the field goal on is Riley Dixon to kick this one away.
And the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Cousins gets this one out wide quickly.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangu.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Cousins.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks.
And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, their defense got them the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brandon, I almost expect you coming like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here now, 3rd and a yard.
Throwing, Cousins.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. To the air again, it's Cousins. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Vikings.
Ty Chandler,
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
and the Vikings are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone.
The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it as we resume action.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Out of the end zone comes Smith. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And they'll bring Judy in motion right.
19.
They go play action with Wilson. He's got him in, complete. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. And they rattle off a big one. 41 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 5, and now 3rd down and 6 to go.
One of the things you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Wilson will throw again. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the bar. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
On 1st down, they'll run with Nwangu.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Caden Stearns.
And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
They begin the drive with Williams.
They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. Wilson. Pressure comes and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 24-yard line. is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
On third down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yardage on first and second down.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Ball at the 23, second and 8. Here's Cousins. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make this a 6-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
But this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw is Cousins. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Caden Stearns. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now we give up the middle to Williams. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Play action. Now Wilson. He's got a man. It's his fullback. It'll go as a gain of 4. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
And that's exactly what you're looking for at the inside linebacker spot. Versatility. He can drop into coverage, or as he did on that last play, use his speed to get to the perimeter and knock the ball carrier for a loss.
And this one is right through. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Following the interception, Cousins drops this off with Nwangu. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they use your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. Short throw caught by the tight end, Oliver. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun, here's Cousins. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time, it's for people who are on offense. In this case, it's the defense as a whole, all locked in with each other, all ready to go.
On 2nd down, a run, and this is a reverse here.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Vikings set to receive the 2nd half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. Flexing his muscle at the 30.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the 3rd quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Escaping the pressure right. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he is caught. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Throwing is Cousins.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Touchdown, Vikings! Josh Oliver, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Vikings have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Cousins will try and throw. And he will get into the end zone as they will indeed claim a one-point lead. He hits the big target for the two-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
On second down, Wilson.
This one swung out to Williams.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Fair.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson.
Throw to the right, caught by Dulcich.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 30 big ones.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
Go. 14, run it. 14.
They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down.
Run it.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Alert, 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 alert. Run left, run left.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson.
Open man is Dulcich, the tight end.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Williams, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way.
Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Some of the big boppers in the game traditionally have been safeties, and he certainly fits that mold. He lets his pads do his talking.
Alert, 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 alert.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
So a decision to make there. They decline the penalty as they'd rather force the 4th down.
Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown in this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now he's loose down the middle of the field.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Ty Chandler
with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Vikings use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th. Joseph connects on the extra point.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Just because you've got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Look that. Push left. Alert.
Again, Wilson.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, man, late in a tight ball game, every play so critical, you feel like you've got to find a way to come up with that football. That was put in a great spot, but it just didn't want to stick in his hands. That's a big letdown.
Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 16. Short throw caught by the tight end Oliver, and he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And this will be a Vikings 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Back to Nwangu again on 1st down.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Cousins gets this one out wide quickly. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Up the middle, Nwangu.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
They'll go right back to the Wongu.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins.
Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. One heck of a 3rd down conversion, 33 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
Points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get the timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Here comes 3rd down and 7.
That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Cousins in the offense is going to stay out there. They're going to try on 4th down. And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
They'll run for it. It's Nwangu.
And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard.
Go 14.
Wilson to throw. He's going to let it fly. That's It's going to be knocked away and incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well have run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
Now Wilson.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here.
Good guys, 4 down, 4 down. 14.
Here's Wilson.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Cousins just going to take this one down to a knee and end it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ballgame.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games.